Hi, welcome to Remember This. I'm your host, Denise Boland. I have a very special guest with me today. The year was 1984, and hip-hop was new and growing fast. And a new band emerged, a new group, that ended up with 2 double platinum records. One was The Roof Is on Fire, and the other is Request Line. And here with me is one of the founding members and writer of Roof Is on Fire, Kingcharlie Prince. Kingcharlie, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So in 1984, take us back. How old were you?
I ain't good with math.
You were a teenager.
Yeah,
I was a young teenager.
I was a young teenager. I say before Request Line and The Roof Is on Fire, we had a song out in 1983 called It's Life, You Gotta Think Twice, which was on Reality Records, and then Profile Records decided to do the distribution for it. And this was during the time Run DMC was on that label as well. It was Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic 3, and then you had Run DMC on it on the same label. But what happened was when we put out It's Life, it was on regular rotation every morning when we woke up on the radio stations for a good while. But after a while, all of a sudden, Run DMC song took our slot. And we was like, what happened to our song, It's Life, You Gotta Think Twice? So we already knew it was time to go back in the studio and record Request Line and The Roof Is on Fire. And the reason why we made Request Line that title is because we knew people always called in and requested songs. So we figured if we call it Request Line, that they would use that as an introduction for people to call in.
And did they?
They used it a little bit, but it didn't work out the way we thought it was going to work out. It turned out to be, we started going on tour, traveling, doing shows here, there, to and from, meeting up with other
So
rap
let me
artists.
ask you now. When you came out with Request Line and The Roof Is on Fire, did anyone approach you and say, we want to manage you?
Actually, the people that produced us, matter of fact, my producer, which is Jerry Bloodrock, may he rest in peace, he was dealing with a woman named Anna Lugo, and she was basically managing us.
Okay.
And her brother as well. So they was like, getting us shows here and there to and from. And we was also with another agency. I can't remember offhand what it was called, but we was doing a lot of shows, and we didn't think The Roof Is on Fire was going to be the key factor, because that was the B-side of Request Line, and because it was the key factor, we had to make another version of it, but we had to put a scratch on the cursing part so the DJ could play it.
So for those that have not, and I'm sure there's not too many people out there that have not heard The Roof Is on Fire, there is cursing at the end.
Yes.
And I want you to talk about the first time your mom heard the song and heard the cursing. Good Christian woman that she is.
Oh, man, that was crazy, because when she went to her girlfriend's house to show off the Request Line, and she was happy. And her girlfriend was a Christian too, but I guess something told her to play the B-side as well. And then when she played the B-side, she came back home mad, because she said, you want to records cursing? So like I said it before, I said, Mom, I said, all we said was The Roof Was on Fire. The crowd said that other part. So eventually,
quick thinker.
Yeah,
quick thinker.
I had to think quick,
Yes.
But time went by. She ain't mad at it now.
It's amazing, because here we are decades later, and people are still singing the song. Our friend Caleb T. Johnson said he went to a birthday party and they were chanting The Roof Is on Fire.
And that's
it's in movies. What movies is it in? Do
It's
you recall?
in,
I know it's in one with Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock.
The first time we heard it was on Kid and Play movie. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but then Chris Rock used it on Head of State.
Yes.
Steve Harvey used it. Tyler Perry used it. Eminem on his movie 8 Mile, and a lot of other artists been performing it on stage and making songs out of it. They even made the title the same title, and I'm like, oh wow. So now I be going on a record list, looking up The Roof Is on Fire, and I be seeing a whole bunch of people using the same title but different groups, and I'm like, okay. Then I have to do what I gotta do. I reported to ASCAP. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna use my song, and right. I don't get paid.
Get permission.
You know?
That's right.
That's right. So, ching ching.
I told you there's a Wayne Root. His name is. For those of you that I think he's on Real America's Voice, that channel.
The Bloodhound Gang
and
used it.
And he starts his show, Kingcharlie, I'm sorry. He starts his show, his name is Wayne Root, with a T. The Root is on fire. And I was like, you need to check into that, Kingcharlie.
Oh, yeah.
See,
you know I am.
You know, but you take it as a compliment, too. That
oh,
is a
yeah,
compliment.
yeah. Absolutely. So keep on making my day, you know.
Yes.
You make my day, I get paid, you know.
Okay, so can you explain to us, what does it mean, The Roof Is on? Like, what was the idea behind the chant?
The chant itself is, this here represents the roof. And you know, when you had it up to here, you start to speak that truth. So when you speak that truth, the truth represents the fire. And when that fire come out, the enemy is going to be angry because you burning down his kingdom. And he going to scream, the roof is on fire. And the righteous is going to say, we don't need no water, let it burn.
Wow, that's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know probably 99% of people that hear it don't know that that's what it means?
Exactly. But I knew what it meant.
That is pretty deep. And you wrote that as a 14-year-old, 15-year-old. So that's pretty...
Yeah, because I studied for a long time, so I knew. And I figured I'd put it like that, you know.
Wow. And so you have in your group, let's talk about the Dynamic Three, consists of...
Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic Three. Well, before we became the Dynamic Three, we was called the Devilish Three, until we found out that they had another group called the Devilish Three, so we had to come and make a change. But we really started out doing shows in New Haven, Connecticut, because there was a brother by the name of Cody and Andre. They had a club down there, and they always kept us coming out to New Haven to perform. And MBG, who was one of the group members, was related to them, so they hooked it up, and we started doing shows here, there, in New Haven. But after a while, when we came back, we saw Burger King being turned into a club across the street from our building. So we was being nosy, so we wanted to find out who was doing it. So we went over there, and that's how we found our producer.
Oh, okay.
He was changing the Burger King into a club called Your Spot. So he asked us, do we know any people that would perform there when he opened? So we gave him some names, and we still had the Devilish Three at the time. But after they had the battle, we had a battle in that club after they set it up, and we won. It wasn't no real platinum record at the time. It was a made one, but
that's cool.
We won anyway.
Nice.
So we was trying to come up with a name. And we said, what are we going to call ourselves? Now, Scott, on the other hand, he was a DJ for somebody else at the time. And he was in the battle too. But after we won, the next day, Scott came back in the neighborhood. He wanted to meet us. And next thing you know, Scott became a part of us. He left the group he was with and became Scott.
Nice.
And the Jerry Bloodrock, may he rest in peace, he took the rock off his name and put it on Rock and then that became Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic Three. That's how that connected. You know what I'm saying?
And who are the other two members of the Dynamic Three?
It's MBG. They used to call him Greg Ski. Then we had the original Slick Rick. Now let me clear that up. Now the original Slick Rick was the Rick down with Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic Three. Now the other Rick was known as Ricky D, but he became Slick Rick automatically because Dougie decided to say Slick Rick, and he said, "Here's a little something that needs to be heard, Doug. I was going downtown. What Slick word?" So, and before that happened, my producer, he asked us. He said, "I want you to listen to this cassette," and he put Dougie cassette in, and he played it, and we liked it. He said, "You think he should be on the same label with us?" We said, "Yeah. Why not?" Because we was trying to make our label big as Def Jam. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we was trying to get a lot of people on Reality Records. So we said, yeah, put him on. But we didn't know he was going to come out with Slick Rick. He was originally Ricky D. So I'm like,
did he know that Richard Fowler was Slick Rick?
I don't know if he knew it, but all I know is I was trying to tell Rick, yo, you need to trademark your name because he's this guy running with your name because he's supposed to be Ricky D. All of a sudden, he's Slick Rick and he running with it. And Rick said, let it go. So, and the funny thing is they both took a picture together.
The original Slick Rick and Slick Rick. Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah.
All right. Well, he was a good sport about it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's the funny thing is because when I Google my name, Kingcharlie Prince, I be scrolling through it, and next thing you know, I see King Charles. And I'm like, wait a minute. I said, they need to separate this. But get him his own
Charles.
pet.
The UK's got King Charles.
Yeah.
We have Kingcharlie.
Exactly.
Prince.
I'm Kingcharlie Prince. That's
right.
King Charles. You
That's
know?
right.
So I just laugh at it sometime, but yeah.
Yeah. And we can see if we go on YouTube, we can see like old videos of you guys performing.
Oh yeah. We was doing our thing. You know, it was a lot of times Greg, who put the group together, he couldn't really perform with us like, you know, the group was supposed to perform because he became a state trooper.
Okay.
And by him becoming a state trooper, we had to fit somebody in there, you know, to play his part. And his name was Calvin. They called him Super C, but he had to go under the name Greg MBG, you know, as we performed. But it was cool though. We kept it going because, you know, back then the promoters, they wanted to see the group. If they say Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic Three, they want to see
sure
three.
All the members are there performing.
Exactly. So that's what we did. We made sure we had somebody fill in. You know.
Now, did you see a lot of things in that hip hop industry, like you know, did you see like people taking like wrong, you know, making wrong choices, or like, you know, because you guys always stayed clean. You never got high.
Right.
But did you see others like getting high and?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of them. They tried to get us in there, but we wasn't like that because we grew up under a different, you know, parenthood, you know, and we was like. We studied everything in the music industry. We didn't just make music. We learned it. And others was out there getting high, doing whatever they wanted to do. But we was trying to figure this out, asking questions, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way we knew. That's why the checks are still coming in now.
That's right.
You know, I got a check in my pocket right now. But anyway, but
there
go
you
ahead.
There you go. There you go. You did it right. You did it the right way, and you didn't have anybody controlling you
Bingo.
or controlling your music. I hear so many things about people that never got paid.
Oh yeah,
right.
They got
working
played
for decades, selling millions of albums, and never getting paid from the record company.
And then they got too many people trying to get them to perform for free now. You know, you can't get me to perform for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talking money. You know, it ain't like I'm young in age now. I'm getting up there in age. You know,
That's right.
So yes, I tell people all the time, don't just do music. Learn the industry. Learn everything about it. Don't just do it because you like to do it. No, it don't work like that no more. Because these other people's getting paid off of your
That's right.
creativity. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's good that you're part of ASCAP, because they protect
Oh,
your
yeah.
royalties. Yep.
We got a
Your
couple of
copyrights.
publishing companies we collect from, you know. Not just ASCAP, but we got Musical Round. We got I can't remember the other name, but yeah, they come in all the time, you know.
Yeah. Well, they're doing their job, because whenever I post a video that I do with you, they give me copyright infringement.
Oh,
message.
yeah.
And I'm like, but he's in the video with me. We have permission. But that's good.
And see, the thing is, The Roof Is on Fire went all across the country. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we talking about Japan, we talking about Italy, we talking everywhere.
It's huge.
Because, like, when we get the royalty checks, they give us a statement and they show us all the countries that it's in. And I'll be like, wow.
How does that feel? Is that like surreal?
It feel good. I keep a record of it all the time,
Yeah.
you know.
That is awesome.
You know, and it's funny because when I ask the children, have they ever heard of Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic 3, they say no. You know, I say, you ever heard The Roof? The Roof. They say, oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I said, well, damn, we should have called ourselves The Roof Was on Fire. You know, but only thing that bothers me the most now is I'm seeing all these fires taking place now, and I just think about my song, you know, and the fire departments, they know me. You know, they see me and I tell them who I am. They ready to take a picture with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They be like, oh, you the guy? And I showed them the pictures and showed them some of the shows I did. They be like, oh, wow, let me get a picture. I'll be like, all right.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's an anthem. It's a chant. It's an anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to live on through generations to come.
Absolutely. Even when we gone, it's going to be still saying it. You know,
the roof is on fire. But we're going to sing the clean version. Let's do a little bit of it. You ready? The roof.
The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the
burn. Burn.
Yeah. That's how we did it. That's how we got it to get on the radio. We had to do a scratch. Scott had to scratch it, you know. So they had to curse
word. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So, what does it feel like to hear your song on the radio?
It felt good. It was like the 5 heartbeats. We jumped up every morning hearing it, and we was like, wow. We called each other.
That's awesome.
Turn on WBLS, you know. Turn on this station.
That's
you know?
awesome.
But it was nice though, you know. We enjoyed it, and the good part was when the limousines used to come pick us up in front of the building. Everybody used to be looking at us like, oh, wow. And they take us to the airport and take our bags out and put it in on a plane. I'd be like, wow, this is nice. You know. Cool. But then it got to a point we was riding the plane so much, I was like, we need to take the bus, get a bus.
Yeah.
You know, a trailer or something, because I don't know about these planes all the time, you know. So we started taking a tour bus, you know, and that was it, you know.
Exciting. So, do you guys like get together every once in a while? I know you're still very close with them. They're brothers to you.
We brothers. We call ourselves brothers. We call each other, check on each other, you know. Sometimes MBG would text me, tell me how much we getting on ASCAP, and I'd be like, all right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
ever is there like maybe a reunion?
Yeah, we definitely got to do that again, because
be awesome.
It's been a while, but we
get
always
you
talk.
guys on stage again.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And yeah, definitely. But yeah, we stay close, you know.
Awesome. Well, thank you for giving us The Roof Is on Fire.
Absolutely, no problem.
It's
I love talking about
definitely a big part of you know, our music, our life.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's Remember This.
Remember this.
Remember, the roof is on fire.
That's right. Okay, so final thoughts. Anyone just starting out in the music world and maybe they have ideas to write a song or perform a song, what advice would you give them?
Learn the business, copyright your songs, and make sure if you're going to use a sample, you clear it first. Don't just use it, because they're going to come at you and you won't be making nothing. But learn the business 100% around the board. Don't just go on the stage just because you want to be seen. No, it don't work like that. Get paid, not played.
Gotcha. It's awesome. I love that. Get paid, not played. Where can people find you on social media?
Ooh, everywhere. Google, Facebook, Instagram, Linked,
YouTube,
TikTok. I'm everywhere. I'm on all the platforms, so you
So
can
they
always
just have to
find
look for Kingcharlie Prince.
Kingcharlie space Prince. Kingcharlie Prince.
Kingcharlie, one word.
Mm-hmm.
Space Prince. Not
King Charles.
King Charles. Thank you so much for being on with me. I love you.
Anytime. Love you always. Love my fans. Peace and blessings to each and every one of y'all. God bless you all.
God bless you. Bye.